Hey folks, it's Dr. Brenda, sociologist, financial coach, founder of the Gutsy Women Finances community, full-time RVer, traveling the country with my 3 cats. Hey, before I forget, please hit that subscribe button and be notified when I've got new campground reviews, new videos out. If you already subscribed, thank you so much. I'm coming at you. It is the early part of May. And I'm at James Island County Park in Charleston, South Carolina. I've got a 5 campfire review system. These guys, I'm going to have to give them a 3.5. Lots and lots of cool stuff about this park, but there are some issues that bring it down. So let me go right into all of the details. I'm going to start with the campsite. I had a pretty lengthy, sizable campsite, some suspicious plants around that could be, is it poison oak? I'm not so sure. Lots and lots of leaves from the fall and winter. You're not going to find the campsites paved. There's not even really a gravel level. You got a combination of dirt and rocks. I'm looking out there just to make sure I'm doing this accurately. And for me and for some of them, at least towards the back of the campground, you have the pedestal and the water and the sewer system. This is a full hookup. Some are partial hookup. I've got a full hookup, but the settings are kind of further away than what I would like. You know, if I'd angled in, lined up with that, I would have hit a tree in the back. So it's kind of a goofy settings, and it's okay. It's okay. I'm just going to go with that. You'll see for yourself. It's a 3 out of 5. The restrooms are really great. Lots and lots of washers and dryers. 4 out of 5, because the one thing that really threw me off is the lack of an accessible restroom at a stall, at least in the restroom by me. It's the main restroom. I did have to venture further into the front of the campground, where I did find accessible, so they could accommodate wheelchairs and such. But it was a separate restroom towards the front. You would have to ask the staff when you checked in if you needed ADA compliant facility. So that threw me off a little bit, but everything's tiled, pretty nice. 4 out of 5. Amenities and trails, I give them a 4 out of 5. There's a lot to do here. You're going to see a lot to do, but it's like you could rent a kayak, and it's the only place I've seen where you can have a half-an-hour kayak rental, because once you get in that kayak, you go up a little stream and you're in the pond with alligators, by the way. Be careful of the alligators. And then you come back. It's like there's really nowhere to go. You've got walking trails. Everything is paved. Biking trails. You cannot go out of this park on a bicycle. You can, but the roads, the traffic, the way this city is designed, it is not friendly for pedestrians, not friendly for bikers. So don't even go on that main road with your bike. Amenities and trails, so like they offer a Wi-Fi, and if you've watched my top 10 annoyances, this is one of my annoyances. Here's a Wi-Fi. You don't even need a password. Just go to this. Guys, you might look at your email and 10 seconds later you are off of that free Wi-Fi. It's pretty worthless. There's some really neat stuff. You've got the splash park, the little water park. It's closed. It's closed this time of year. Opens up May 21st. Here I'm in 2022. So check to see whether that's open. There's an outdoor zone with frisbee golf and I guess a zip line and a climbing wall. But all of those are going to be extra from what you're paying. So anyway, it is a 4 out of 5. I'm a hiker. Not a whole lot of trails for me to do. I could maybe get 3.5 miles doing a loop around, but that was it for me. Safety, give them a 4 out of 5. There is a overflow parking behind me, as well as group camping, and I know people were parking out in their vans, in their cars back there, and I just... is it safe? 4 out of 5. That's all I'm going to say. I think they do a pretty good job, but certainly could do a lot better. Cleanliness, 5 out of 5. Recycling, They do a great job of recycling. They clean out the garbage bins, I think daily. They're doing a good job of cleaning up the sites as much as they can. So they get a 5 out of 5. And you're wondering, well, how do they only get a 3.5 out of 5? Because this is it, my friends. This is a really expensive county park. By the time you add in all of the fees and the taxes, I ended up paying $68 a night for a back-end site that was full hookup. That is, I think, one of the highest rates of a national, state, or county park that I have paid for thus far. The other piece of this is I mentioned that the big splash pad water pool, water park is closed. Why are you charging me this amount of money for the key facility in the park? It's closed. Give me a seasonal rate, no weekly rate either. So yeah, that's a big thing, and that is a big deterrent, I know, to a lot of us. So, okay, so here comes the video. I'm going to show you all the perks, all the ins and outs, and if you stay at this park, I'd love to know what your experience is. Add them in the comments. Was it worth the money to you? All right, enjoy. When you enter the park, you're going to drive around this really lovely pond. This is where the gators are. They have dogs that play on the other side in the water, which always scares me a little bit, but this is what you'll see is this lovely pond as you make your way toward the campground. This is the Campground Store. This is where you're going to stop and register. They have contactless check-in, so look for an envelope with your name on, site number, and head to your site. You can get ice cream, soda, candy. There's some other things that you can pick up here at the Campground Store, ice machine, as well as Swedish torches and firewood. They also rent bikes. I asked how much they were. $15 for 24 hours. So if you want to ride a bike, you can do that. Word of caution, don't leave the park with the bike. The roads around here are very dangerous, so it's fine to ride around in the park, but outside of the park, really very poor for pedestrians and bikers. So that's the Campground Store. This is my site. I'm at the back of the campground, site 108, full hookup. I've got a pretty big picnic table here, and you can see it's a pretty rough surface, a little bit rocky, and doesn't seem to be graded over, raked over, smoothed over at all, and a fire pit with a grill on top. There was plenty of space for me to put my catio out, but we have rain in the forecast. I'm here for 7 nights, so it just didn't seem worth it to get the catio out when it is going to be rainy. The hookups, at least at my site, well, and the neighboring sites, are a bit off. You know, they're right in line with trees up here, trees back here, so I can't get very close to the utilities without banging into trees. So I am quite a distance away. Had to extend the hose, get 2 of my sewer lines, and get my 30 amp service here going. This is the inside, so it's your typical 30-50 household amp. Word of caution, at least back here, I'm not sure what all the vegetation is. I did see them coming by in the back area here with herbicide, and there may be, I saw things that were suspicious of poison oak, and I've dealt with that in my past. Don't want to deal with it in my future. So just be careful with the vegetation back here. Better to be safe than sorry. This neighboring site is open too, so we'll take a look, and you can see everything is. I'm here in early part of May. Lots and lots of leaves. Hi, squirrel, hanging out, not doing anything. but again, their hookup is a bit further away. It can be hard to find the sewer in with all of the leaves. So a little bit of an odd arrangement. People seem to be doing okay in terms of leveling, but again, not real glamorous sites. Large enough, at least here. There are some sites that seem to be dual sites where two sites are almost on top of each other. Hopefully those folks are coming together and know each other. Okay, here, we'll check out the bathrooms next. This is the restroom, so let's go check out the facilities. And hello guys, how you doing? So we've got nicely tiled, going up vertically, which is interesting. Tiled 4 sinks, and the showers are down this way, so you get a door that closes. That's great. I see a hookup here, 2 hooks over here, shower curtain, place for your soap or shampoo, and everything is tiled. You've got on the walls are your brick walls, but the showers themselves are tiled. It looks like there's a AC or heat unit here. I don't see a ADA compliant shower in this restroom, so a little bit curious about that. We'll see if I can track it down. 4 toilet stalls, so your typical toilet stalls. Everything looks pretty clean, and they must use some type of deodorizer scent in here because it actually smells pretty good. Okay, so that's it for the restrooms. Pretty decent. One of the bonuses here at this campground, washers and dryers, little folding table, and it is, put 2 coins in each slot. Believe it is $2 per load, washer and dryer. So a little book exchange too at the restroom / laundromat, and you want to hang out, there's a swing here, so that's a perk. There is recycling. You'll find recycling bins. Always happy to find recycling bins in the park, and lots of dogs hanging around, so they've done a good job of providing the doggy waste bags as well. There is another restroom and shower facility at the front of the campground. You're talking about the lower site numbers like 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you're looking for a handicap ADA accessible shower and toilet, you can find it here. So there you go. So the campground bathroom is accessible. You just have to make sure that you locate the one that works for you. And there is a little play area here. There's cornhole and horseshoes and some other games. I think you can get what you need probably from the camp store. So if you're into the yard games, lawn games, here you go. So note there is propane at the campground. Don't always see propane at the county, state, national parks, but it is right by the campground store when you enter and when you exit, so you can fill up with propane. Most but not all of the campsites are full hookups. If you need a dump station as you exit the campground, you will find the dump station. So this is it. Looks manageable and clean at the moment. Behind the campground area, you're going to find an area for group camping. I'm here in the middle of the week, so there's nobody here, but a lot of group camping areas, they seem to label them A, B, C, D, E, etc. So if you are into group camping, they likely have a spot for you here. Modern restrooms, showers, and toilet stalls as well that look pretty decent. So you get a big fireplace with grill. You can grill up lots and lots of hot dogs and hamburgers on there, and looks pretty clean. I don't see garbage lying around it again. I'm here on a weekday in early May, so you get a pristine view of the group campground while it's empty. Also at the back of the park, you're going to find the outdoor zone, challenge course and zip line by reservation only, slackline, team building, climbing. So I'm going to tell you, I did walk back here a couple days ago when I first came in, and sort of wishing I was younger and more agile, because that climbing wall is pretty intimidating. So I have not seen anyone on the zip line. See if I can get a little closer view of it for you. I think we'll pause and come on back. They also have a disc golf course, so it's asking disc golfers to please check in at the climbing wall store. I believe this is part of the zip line. I have not seen it used and can't quite figure out where it all goes to, but if you're here, you might want to check that out. Let's go look at the climbing wall. Again, you have to make reservations for the climbing wall. It looks like they give you a 2-hour slot in which you can climb your heart out.
How are you?
Good, how are you? A little training center. Get your muscles built up. And this is the climbing wall. It's going to be hard to get it in view. It is very tall. It is above tree line. A little scary for me just to look at it. Okay, so here we go. Each side is different, and apparently they move the pegs, or whatever you call these things, every so often. So if you've conquered it, there's a bell up there. I guess you get to ring the bell. If you've conquered it, you move on to another side, or maybe come back and they'll have a different offering for you. So this is pretty cool. It's cool, it's intimidating. So you might want to ask at the front office if you've got kids, or you're feeling up to it, how you could perhaps get some training and conquer the climbing wall. The big draw of this park is the splash zone. It's closed while I was here. It opens May 21st. Looks like a great place for kids and all adults who are kid at heart to hang out. So it's looks like they have some tubes. I think there's a lazy river. Wish I could show it all to you. It's about as close as I can get. Looks like they're getting ready for the season to open. Very exciting times. One of the things I will note is that the rates for the campground don't seem to change regardless of whether this is open or closed. So if it's a pretty expensive campground, especially if this is closed and you don't have access to this facility. And this is a little better view of the water park. I'm looking through the fence. You'll pass by it as you enter the campground, and it looks kind of fun. So if that is your thing, enjoy. Make sure it's open. Check the hours before you camp here so you can enjoy it. Really nice areas here for kids to play in. Fun yard tent. Teresa's 3rd birthday is coming up, so that tent is reserved for her birthday over the weekend. Oh, if you've got kids, little ones, check this out. Big, big playground. I'll walk in here a bit. 5 to 12-year-olds this way, 2 to 5-year-olds straight ahead. So they have separated this by age. I don't see that very often, but this is lovely soft surface. Older kids over here, younger kids back here. Very, very cool. Swings. And again, not very busy today, but the weather's not too cooperative. Another play area there. Now, check out the little splash pad. Let's walk over there. This is the stuff I would have loved as a kid. Looks like a bandstand or picnic area up there. Occasionally there is music and events in the park, so check the schedule. Lots of big squirrels. So here's your little splash pad. Unlike the water park, which has a price tag to admission, you get in the park, you get to use the splash pad. This is just very, very cool. Little ones are gonna love it. Adults cool off, hang out at the picnic table while your kids are playing. They also have restrooms, a changing room, and it looks like a large enclosed picnic area over here. And again, I'm here still off season, I guess. May, midweek in May, early May. Let's see what's inside. Picnic table, screened in area, toy shop. Again, everything is closed, so I can't really show you what's happening there. These are some of the events. Dancing on the Cooper, live music, a yoga fest in June, yappy hour, bring your dogs, reggae nights, summer concert series. You want a job? They are hiring. So lots of good stuff going on in the campground, in the park, the larger park. By the splash zone and by the camp office, the park office, is a boat rental facility. I got to tell you, the other day there was a little alligator hanging out on the dock. There are kayaks, paddle boats, and these little pedal boats. This is the first, I think, kayak or boat rental place where I have seen them rent in a half an hour slot. So I asked about that, and quite honestly, I love to kayak. I would not be kayaking here because there's really no place to go. So what you're doing is heading out this way, going around a bend. You end up in a pond. Come around the pond, come on back. So there's not, if you're a hardy kayaker or boater, there's not a whole lot to see here. There are gators swimming here, fish flopping, gator swimming. So especially if you're going to want to do one of the paddle boards, be careful. Take a closer look here. And again, I'm here. Oh, there's a great blue heron. I'm here on in the middle of the week, so there's not a lot of action going on. Plus, it's a little bit rainy. I can't get you a sneak peek of this beautiful bird. Okay, so there you go. If you want to rent, you have that option. You just not a whole lot of places to go to. The shelter areas, they have group events. If you want to rent a shelter, this gives you an idea of what it looks like. Alligators may live here, don't forget about that. So this is one of the shelters here, the Wapoo shelter. Looks like it's reserved for both days of the weekend. So nice facility. You've got picnic tables, even a volleyball net, volleyball area, some swings, and a view of a small pond. So might be a good place if you're looking to hold a group event. The park has a very nice fishing dock. Boardwalked all the way down. Looks like a bit of a launch there for canoes, kayaks. Fishing license, check the park campground office. If they don't have them, they can tell you how to get them. So look at that. It's beautiful, beautiful day if you like to fish. Yep, rain clouds for sure, but nevertheless, you get a really nice fishing pier. Good place to relax too, especially if it is not too crowded. Lovely scenery. I think I'm at high tide. The water's up quite a bit from before. They have some lovely trails through the park. They are paved trails. You can see the map right here. Orange trail 1.2 miles, green 1.4, blue 1.6. I was able to cobble together a couple of trails and do about a 3.5 mile loop around the park. Very flat, bike friendly, people friendly, dog friendly. So that gives you at least something to do. Not challenging by any means, but very nice trails.